The Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's all-American kitchen. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of the West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared, legendary breakfast bar. And don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's. Delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. Zero sugar, zero fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Make the switch to a better tasty, better mixing, and more effective energy drink. With flavors like pink lemonade, fruit punch, and grape popsicle, just to name a few, there is something for everyone. Click a link into the description for more information. Alrighty, welcome back everybody here to Simtrax Broadcasting, coming to you live. We saw a little bit of Chris Leftwich in the 13 Chevrolet, and he's going to hate me for catching him during qualifying, spinning out the way he was out there on the track. But definitely, we head here to RIR, Richmond International Raceway here, where this less than a 1 mile track is going to take a toll on these drivers. If you remember last time you were here with the Doghouse Racing League, we were at Bristol, and the race winner was Hunter Simpson. Fantastic job by him. And he's looking to return back to victory lane as he sits second in qualifying right now. All four drivers in the top, well, 4 drivers in the top 5 are all Chevrolets. Mark Dumont actually being the only Ford to sit in that position at the moment. I'm waiting to see if Kevin Thompson right now, who is now finally out there on the track, is able to get some solid time here tonight and try to make up at least a decent amount of race speed out there. It is very, very difficult for these drivers to stay out there, stay fast, and be and kind of be competitive. So we'll put up some of the best times we've seen out there. Jonathan Jennings being one of them out there. Hunter Simpson, Mike Samia, 1, 2, and 3. Not too bad. Michael Giberson sitting down in the 11th position, and Nate Orlowski will be in 12th. So I'm looking to see if Stephen Bonomo maybe had a bad wreck out there. Looks like he may have spun out as well to the backup car. He's going to go. We'll take a look. Chris Leftwich in the 13 now gets bumped down to 9th. Christopher Simon sits 8th. So Bill Gentry looking to see how he can do well out here tonight. I know him and Hunter Simpson had a little something going on before the race, but they're looking to see if they can settle things out on the track. Stella, we are looking at a minute and a half left here on the racetrack here, and that is a hell of a way to really bring you in here. Talk to me about Richmond Raceway and kind of what this track brings to the drivers out here tonight.
Well, I'm glad you said Richmond Raceway because they just changed their name in 2017 from the original Richmond International Speedway. This is an old track, 1946. I mean, that's impressive. This track started out as a dirt track until 1968 when it was first paved. And the next time it was paved, it was in 1988 when it went from that half-mile track to the D shape it is now and an asphalt 3/4 mile track.
All
Is
right.
that what you're looking for?
Oh yeah, that asphalt 3/4 mile track, that is where it's going to be. And I'm excited to see how well it's going to go. Barney in the flag booth is kind of checking out there on the track, making sure there's no rubber built up around the edges. It'll be quickly cleaned off just as the drivers get ready to grid here. About another 30 seconds is what we're going to see. So far here, the Doghouse Racing League has really been looking for a lot of drivers and to bring the elite drivers here to the Cup Racing League. They do run a fixed truck league, and they also have an open league on Friday nights as well. So guys, if you're looking to join them, don't forget to find them. Also, keep a lookout for Rogue Energy. Check down in the description. There's a link. It definitely helps the league and helps out Rogue Energy as well. Definitely don't want to get jacked up on the wrong stuff. Some of these guys are going to be pretty cracked up here tonight as the amount of laps is going to definitely wear these guys down. Now let's take a look at what we've got here for tonight at Richmond Raceway. 160 laps. 3 sets of tires will be down in pit. Stella, you know that 4th set will be on the car. 70% fuel limit, no fast repairs, and right now, huge mark here tonight for the start parks tonight. Andrew St. Cour, Duke Davis, Justin McMahon, Nicholas Atwood look like they are starting park here for this run. But the track temperature being down around 76, boy, I just don't know how it's going to hold onto the track, how these guys are going to be able to hook up. So all the setups pretty close, but they've got to make the adjustments here the night of. So it's going to be very, very difficult. And that 9 miles an hour wind, you would not believe how much that changes the racetrack and the racing surface here tonight as these guys try to get around each other really on a single lane track because it's easily a guy's able to go 3 wide, but to get good turn entry, they have got to be super careful. K Doggy out there in the chat, appreciate you joining us here right off the bat, but let's go ahead and take a look at what our starting grid is going to bring us here tonight, where Jonathan Jennings, Hunter Simpson sit in row number 1. Mike Simeon, Daniel Wilkerson sit in row 2 on the inside of 3. Kevin Thompson with the Twisted Axle Racing Team will be starting next to Mark Dumont. Looks like got a Canadian here in the top 10. That means Bill Gentry will be starting 7th. Christopher Simon is 8th. Chris Leftwich sits 9th. And on the outside of row number 5, we look at the number 11 of Gary Clune, looking to kind of bounce back from his finish last time we saw him at Bristol. Michael Giberson, 11th place next to Nate Orlowski. He'll be starting way in the 12th position, but normally I say that's way back. If you see how many drivers we got Eric Warman, Richard Leclerc sitting in 13th and 14th. Stephen Bonomo will be 15th, and drivers who did not qualify, Kevin Brown and Mike Leftwich. These guys are way, way back here in the back. So Mike Leftwich and the 60 Shoney's Racing Machine has really got to have his P's and Q's here because he's got a lot of fighting. I know it's a short track race. It's definitely ability to fight your way back to the front, but it has got to be quick. It's got to be fast, and you can't waste any time trying to get up to the front. So Stella, we are taking a look as these guys are getting around the track here. And I've got to say, right now, yes, we've got some speed here in the front, but I'm actually seeing a lot of speed here in the center. I'm expecting to see drivers like Chris Leftwich. After his spin there, he was super fast, just didn't have the tires hooked up. Nate Orlowski and Gary Clune, these guys are sitting 9th and 11th. I'm expecting to see that outside row and inside rows really kind of shuffle around here and be able to bring great runs here at Richmond.
Yeah, I'm liking what I see so far. It might be a little field, but hey, it's a little track. I noticed their qualifying times were in the 22s, roughly 23. Still, that is formidable since the official lap record during a race here is 21.84. So they're right on schedule.
All right, I called it during qualifying. Kevin Thompson looking to throw his forward in the top 5, bumping Mark Dumont out. So he's going to be battling his way back in. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to head under green here in just a moment. I can't wait to get this one going. This should be a fantastic run. Drivers looking to pick up a bunch of speed to the floor. Here we go. Already driving into turn number 1 here. Let's get a little bit of that gopher cam as we see Jonathan Jennings getting an early lead here into the front. Right now, he has got plenty of separation, almost half a second over top of Hunter Simpson. Mike Samia taking a peek under Simpson. Simpson in the number 5 target machine looks to put that number 3 behind him. He does. But we've already got a quick smash up here where Mark Dumont is on the outside. Bill Gentry looked like he was using him as a wall there. And now the 14. Mark Dumont now up toward the top, scrapes the wall a little bit. Not a good time to be running the Hail Melon right off the bat as we begin lap number 2 halfway through. There's already battles all over the track here, Stella, and this is exactly what you expect from Richmond.
Oh, yeah, there's some trading paints going on that not planned in their software.
Yeah. Taking a look out there, back in the chat, Catalina saying rooting on Christopher Simon. And B-Mac out there saying have a great race of 21-11, missing the 12. So definitely we'll hopefully see him return back here very, very soon. But no fear, there will be plenty of work out here for the drivers. As you can take a look back here at Eric Warman. He is still sitting 13th. Not really seesawing much here, but drivers who are on the move, and right now the biggest one so far, Stephen Bonomo in the number 9, gaining 4 positions here on the night in his Toyota. Definitely keeping on a solid roll here. And remember I was talking about finding some of that speed here in the middle. Christopher Simon already sliding up 2 positions, sitting 6th. Daniel Wilkerson will be the next one on the list to break into the top 5. But if you remember anything about last week, right now, Daniel Wilkerson trying to have a better race than he had at Bristol. Broken toe link for him, took him out of the race, and he ended up with boatloads of trouble out there. So we'll see how well Daniel Wilkerson can recover from really an awful finish there at Bristol. Continuing on through, rolling on back to the number 14 and Mark Dumont. Gary Clune is trying to race him down here. Clune actually running some of his fastest times with a 22.81 out there on the track. But still, from the rest of the drivers out here, Jennings, Hunter Simpson, and Mike Samia, all these guys are running under 22 and a half. So these guys here in the back have got to pick up a little more pace, or an adjustment is going to need to be made, because they are noticing things are happening out there on the track that is not looking too good. But Stella, I talk about Stephen Bonomo picking up 4 positions. 1 bad turn, he's lost 2. Dak back down to 13th for him. And kind of, we're taking a look at how this race is going already, shuffling around. We may see a bunch of cars with laps down.
Yeah, that will not be unexpected. I've watched this race before with 25 drivers and have 5 drivers left on the lead lap by the end of the race.
Yeah, and I fully expect to see that happen again. Let's take a ride along here with Stephen Bonomo as he chases down the 32 Toy Story Chevrolet there of Michael Giberson, trying to see if he can fight on around, but notice the separation. Jennings out by a second, another second beyond that, and we'll find Mike Samia, and then Kevin Thompson about half a second off that. So the field separating huge right now as Kevin Brown looks like he is taking it down into pit road. I don't know if he may have had a problem out there. It shows back here on lap 7. We had some trouble from Kevin Brown. Let's take a look. Oh, 33. Oh, wow. He done recover. Oof. Ouch. Ooh, again, a second shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back here on lap 2 says Chris Leftwich had some trouble out here as well. Trying to see the 13. Looks like as we saw the 14 going up and touching the wall, he may have scrubbed the edge of the apron and has spun himself out. Right now, Chris Leftwich in big danger going laps down here if he can't get caught back up. Leftwich down by 14.7 seconds, and if we're running 22.5-second laps right now, he is in big trouble. So the best thing he can do is probably take care of these tires. Oof!
Oh.
As again, right now, Chris Leftwich is going to hate that every time I put the camera on him, this poor guy keeps getting mashed up here. Right now, he's heading down pit. Yeah, his car is something. It's like something's broke here, Stella. I don't think he's having a good time here tonight.
I don't know which end it's broken on, but the steering on that thing was lacking a bit of integrity.
Yeah, definitely the rear suspension. It looked like as soon as he turned, the rear end would kick out on him and not returning back. Already looks like 2 drivers may have taken it back to the garage. We'll keep an eye and see if Kevin Brown and Chris Leftwich are able to return. Sticking back to Mark Dumont, who's still on the march back here, down 5 positions.
Whoa, what a close one.
Nate Orlowski, something's going on here. There's a caution.
He's
Holy
not done
cow.
yet.
So the
My
29
goodness.
Corn Hub Ford is around here.
I give it to the fellas for not crashing into him.
Wow. All right, let's see what brings out the yellow here. I do want to see what... Ooh, boy. Yeah, looks like he slipped coming out of 2. Unable to recover, and looks like he tries to come back. I don't know.
There's some kind of magnet over there or something.
Yeah, something's not sticking to it here, which is going to make it a little bit tougher. But that is A-OK. Looks like Orlowski able to continue on through. He's going to be fighting it here. Track just means each caution, Stella, this race is going to be just a little bit longer, which brings me to my next idea, is it might be a great idea to be drinking Rogue Energy. It is designed to be the ultimate energy drink with 0 sugar, 0 fillers, and 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Make the switch to a better tasting, better mixing, and more effective energy drink. Right now, they've got pink lemonade, fruit punch, and grape popsicles, so there's something for everyone. Guys, check down in the link. I'm telling you, you won't be sorry. Rogue Energy is where it is at. Right now, we are seeing pit stops happening here so far. Everybody except the 5 remaining now out in front. Mike Samia, Christopher Simon, Clune, Warman, and Richard Leclerc deciding to stay out. Extended pit times for a lot of our drivers. Hunter Simpson down his pit stall for about 15 seconds, and looks like everybody else is kind of considering the exact same thing, except Michael Giberson, 7 seconds for him. He's in and out of his pit box. Mike Leftwich, 5.72 for him. Jonathan Jennings, he decided to get tires. He went ahead and threw a 15.27 in his pit box, but that allows Kevin Thompson to go ahead and place in front of him. Kevin Thompson, 1 position down from where he originally started this race, which was in the top 5, but a 6-second pit stop for him. He's going to be racing on some old tires here, Stella, and right now I am seeing the top 6 on old tires, and it looks like just about everybody there on back is going to be on freshies. 17 laps into this race, kind of give me a little insight here. Is this really the best call to be making?
Well, that's what I was looking at. With 160 laps total, and only 3 sets of tires in the pits, this might be a little early unless you felt that you were already having trouble. Oh, pardon. Go ahead.
All right, as I would take a guess here, taking a look is what you're saying is we're looking at different tire strategies. We've seen a lot of guys spin out here so far. Chris Leftwich, Kevin Brown had some problems. Nate Orlowski had some problems. We've even seen Mark Dumont get up into the wall a couple of times and trying to hold this race car down. I would assume drivers like Jonathan Jennings or even, back there with Mark Dumont, these guys are taking tires. And what I would totally assume here is they are making the adjustment to try to either loosen up this race car because it may be just too tight. The car's not rotating the way they want, and that's what's causing it to spin out of control. So they may be trying to loosen it up, adjust some tire pressure, get back out there, and give it another go. Right now, pace car lights are still on. They'll be back off here. Should be this time by. Double stacking them yet again here to get Richmond back underway. I've got to admit, I enjoy those 22-second those laps than the 52-second pace laps that they're running out here tonight. But Stella, we see cautions so few and far between here at the Doghouse Racing League. If we have one now, we'll knock off the cobwebs since they had an off week last week.
Agreed. Yeah, that was the other thing I was wondering is, are the guys up front counting on another caution, say, at 20 or 40, and that's when they'll go ahead and take on that new set of tires. But will it put them too far back?
Now, you and I both know cautions breed cautions. Check that out. Looked like Christopher Simon doored Mike Samia there a little bit, trying to make sure he didn't launch before he needed to. As we begin lap 20 here for the Doghouse Racing League, away they go. Mike Samia decided not to cut down in front of Simon. Good move. And we already may have trouble here in the back. I think Bonomo and Bill Gentry's around.
What did you say about cautions breeding cautions?
Yeah, well, we got another one here. Definitely trying to see if we can get a look here. Oh.
Well, we have no front end.
Ow.
Ooh.
That got even worse. Yeah, we're trying to see if anything's going on there. Lack of better terms might have
ended his night.
Yeah, well, definitely scraped the wall without the S in the front. Not looking good here, as it looks like Bill Gentry is down and out. He is unable to recover, down for a tow. Let's take a look at what gets him sideways here. Oh, what in the world?
That's okay. Number 14 didn't exactly expect that coming either.
Holy cow. What in the world?
Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find a solid angle. What in the world just happened here?
I need a operative here.
It's like the car just let go. You saw his steering wheel was hardly even turned. And it kicks to the side. I'm trying to understand what happens here. See, his car, his wheel's not even left. I'm wondering if he's got a steering issue here. Let's see if we can get back in that cockpit view. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, you see it turn full right here, and it's not really trying to angle. Boy.
Well, by that point, he's kind of broken. But, yeah, because he goes, and then back into the wall again. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was not a blatant move. Something happened there. Definitely got them both around. Stephen Bonomo looks like he came down pit for a quick touch and go to make sure he got rid of some of that damage. The one who probably got the most of it out there.
Dumont.
Yeah, was Dumont. He decided to stay actually out onto the track. He did not come down and repit. So 14 machine survives.
This isn't exactly one of those tracks where you have to worry about the aerodynamics that much, is it?
I would say no. Normally not. But the answer is, of course, going to be yes. As I come off of these turns here, Stella, you're trying to look for grip, and we're looking for tightness of the car. As the air comes over and catches a bent part of a fender or something folded up, it's going to cause a lot more drag, a lot more tire wear that's not needed there on the right front as you're trying desperately to try to keep the tires on this thing. And what you're going to end up finding out is guys with more damage, they'll be fast as if they have no damage, but the tires are going to wear out so fast that they're 10 laps before everybody else starts getting that kind of wear and starts slowing down a little bit, that they have already met that part and they are already slowing down. So yes, if you do have some damage, I would 100% come down, fix it, square it away. I mean, right now, Stephen Bonomo, he's kind of in the back of the field. Come down. I think it's a good call coming down, checking it, making sure that race car is A-okay, topping off on fuel. It may have only been a couple of laps, but it may be the couple of laps you need to offset pit what you've seen here at the Doghouse Racing League. And we've seen so many races won just by a different pit strategy. Christopher Simon being one of them. He pits so many different times or a different section. And he'll come out and he'll be in the lead for almost 6 seconds and offset it. Andrew St. Cour, who's not racing tonight, exact same thing. Offset pit these guys. So what Stephen Bonomo's doing right now is trying to flip the script here and sit back in 14th, see if he can battle back to the front. So let's see if we can get this one back under green and hopefully a little cleaner here as Mike Samia is going to take us back under green. Barney let her rip as the number 3 takes the inside lane this time, swipes to the top, back down to the bottom, clear lane for him this time, and that might be a perfect idea for or a strategy for him to be able to take turn 1 and 2 uncontested. Simon sits second, Warman is third, and still the battle continues for Gary Clune as it looks like Kevin Thompson's taking a peek underneath. But teammates side by side here, yes, it's working out, as definitely teamwork will work here at a short track, but not forever. So let's see if Kevin Thompson looking to see if he can squeak past Gary Clune. Clune says free, away he goes, and right now 14 of Mark Dumont is out of shape again here in the back, Stella.
Yes, there you go. Maybe that's your answer. Definitely with and we've got a little blinking happening all the way in the back with Giberson, I believe, Toy Story. You think he's already out of shape because he did not fix the fender?
Maybe. You remember he did. Yes and no. I was gonna say.
He was running fine until he got clipped.
Yeah, but he's also been really in a bad position. He's getting in 3 wide situations here with less than 30 laps of this race. I mean, definitely not exactly where I'd want to be or under that kind of pressure so soon. As it looks like, I believe, oh man, back under caution.
Yeah.
What originally started this was Mike Leftwich breaking loose here.
Oh.
And it looks like Mark Dumont may have tried to offset this, as you can take a look. The 60 machine, he spins around. As soon as he does, I think the 14 looks like he tries to check up and get out of the way because he doesn't want to be anywhere near that problem and ends up becoming some of the problem. Let's take a look at it here from the blimp view. Over the top, you see the spinning, and the 14 gets ugly and out of shape here.
Darn. Yeah, luckily the other 3 cars did their, kind of stayed their high line there and made it through.
All right, Stella, pit road heating up. Mike Samia, Christopher Simon, these are the guys who didn't pit on their way in. So now they are going to switch it up a little bit. Last time, let's say the ones who pit first and the one and only time, Jennings, Hunter Simpson, Daniel Wilkerson, these guys came down on lap 15. So now, when these guys have pit, like Mike Samia coming down in the pit, Christopher Simon coming down in the pit, this is looking really good right now. As these guys are working out of pit and working their way back out, they're now going to be 15 to 16 laps more fuel. Now, yes, we've spent a good bit of them under caution here, but it's going to be just that little extra. They may have 3 extra gallons that the rest of the field doesn't. Now, could this offset and us run a 90-lap green flag run? It's possible. And they will have the upper hand at that point because they may be able to only make 2 stops where everybody may be hitting just 1 or 3 at best. I know sometimes the fuel mileage here, Stella, may reach out, depending on gear set, up to 80 laps.
Oh, really?
So it is possible. Some guys may be trying a one-stop run. So if Jonathan Jennings came down on 15 and he's able to kind of run 80 laps, if they can survive, he only needs to make 1 more stop. Now remember, it is 70% fuel here, not 50. So that's where it changes up a little bit of what we're used to seeing that you joined me with the Racing Revolution League. So these guys are able to stretch out much, much longer at a race like this. To stretch that fuel mileage. Coming back down pit road is Kevin Thompson yet again in the 21 Ford here.
I was going to ask you. Yeah, I saw somebody coming in, and I was going to ask you what's up? You think he's just going to hit a little bit more damage, or did he forget tires or?
Oh no, we're probably, I guarantee we're smacking fuel back on the track. Yep. No sides of the car came up, back out. He's going to go 5.5 seconds in the box. Let's get her rocking. So Jonathan Jennings, Hunter Simpson, Daniel Wilkerson, and Stephen Bonomo. 11 positions. Check that out. Nice. So the 9 sticking to it here. Gets up into the top 5. Mike Leftwich as well. Remember, Leftwich is the one who ended up spinning. Mark Dumont, he ended up spinning as well back there on lap 29.
Yeah, these guys are getting so squirrely out here. I'm starting to get scared every time they swing around to heat their tires up.
Yeah, I want to take a quick little peek here at Bill Gentry. It looks like after his car was fixed, he may have ended up in some more trouble out there on the track. I think he came out. Oh.
Pretty.
Well, he got it repaired, but not enough.
Yeah, either that or he got tires and cold tires, and he just kind of zinged them.
Boy, this is going to be good. I'm hoping this is going to be pretty solid here as the pace car is off. We hit that Geico restart zone, and Jonathan Jennings is off. Away we go here. Boy, good angle here. Jonathan Jennings taking that high line, and he'll be able to duck down into 1. That's going to give him a huge pull here over Hunter Simpson, Daniel Wilkerson, and Stephen Bonomo. So away goes Jonathan Jennings, but we'll stick here right now with Wilkerson and Bonomo, trying to keep it rolling here as we see a lot of the Elite Southern Motorsports team and the Loud Pedal Racing going at it here tonight. With only 36 laps into this one, Stella, I'm hoping we can kind of stay under green here for a little while.
Yeah, that'd be good. That restart was a little bit touchy there between Wilkerson and Bonomo, but they good drivers. They kept their line. Ooh, my, sorry, you had me watching Gary Clune there. I don't know if Thompson checked up, but boy, I thought there was going to be a little contact.
Yeah, we're taking a look at Eric Warman. He was taking a peek underneath the 27. Oh no, Samia. Samia, no caution.
Okay.
So looks like he was out of the way. He just spins out, and he's going to have to collect it back up and go for it again. Now let's get back up to Warman, where he's still seeing if he can press his luck, press his kind of his agenda here on the outside, as you see him really working on Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson now going to be looking at the rear here. Now definitely want to move our way up to Mike Leftwich and see if we can get a little look out of the side of his car here. Stella, what do you think?
Sure.
There we go. Taking a little peek there at the rest of the field. Right now, I'm taking a look at Kevin Thompson, taking a peek underneath, as it looks like Christopher Simon does clear Mike Leftwich. Leftwich going back now. Now I'm trying to figure out where he's going to go. Shoney's machine, the number 60, he's gained 10 positions here on the night, but he's losing a few as we get going here. Leftwich did not take tires when he came down pit road. 5.72 in the box for him, and this is going to continue to keep getting better and better for him as the tires can reheat up.
Yeah, then Warman took him down on the inside and successfully made that pass.
Yeah, but as Warman takes over, Clune now trying to stick his right front fender in there. He does, takes a good angle here into turn one. Able to squeak on through, but right now the outside line able to stay solid. It looks like 60 might have just given a little scrub. Clune on the inside. Clune now able to make a good clear here. Just he's got to be able to pivot and rotate up. He does. Away he goes. Clune now makes another beautiful move farther into the top 10 as he secures 9th. Moving on up to the front where Dumont now sits 5th. He's dropped one position. Steven Bonomo remains in 4th. But check out the amount of time distance on the rest of the field. Wilkerson down 2 seconds, about 3 3/4 is behind him, which is Steven Bonomo, who we're looking at. Mark Dumont sitting 5th, drops down almost 5.5 seconds here, losing each and every turn, unfortunately. But Christopher Simon's starting to pick up the pace here, Stella, and right now this is exactly what the Shoney's racing team needs.
Yeah, I think he's got Uber Eats on the back quarter panel of his car, too. I wish he'd use that car to come deliver stuff to me. It might be hot when it gets here.
Yeah, definitely. It might be hot if they're driving like Christopher Simon, who's now on the inside. Mark Dumont is not where he wants to be. You see that car step to the side, and right now, oh my gosh!
Oh,
Bonomo.
wow. That was a miss. I thought he was in the barrels.
Yeah, hold on just a moment. We're going to try to rewind this and figure out what happens to Bonomo. I'm assuming this is probably a turn 2 exit that went wrong.
Yeah, it blows me away when all of a sudden, somebody comes flying. It looks like they're flying backwards. Oh, yes. Oh, recover.
The problem is his speed. Wow, excellent move.
When they come around there, yes, it's like he was standing still, but nice recovery and great avoidance.
Yeah, no kidding. That was fantastic. So, continuing on up. Warman up to 6th. Not too bad here, but they've got a lot of work to do. 7 seconds from 4th place and beyond is the gap that right now Jonathan Jennings is putting on out there as we enter lap 47. This is not looking too shabby for some of the drivers. Let's go back to Nate Orlowski here, who is hanging out here in the back. Unfortunately, he is rounding out our top 10. And it's interesting to say, Stella, that when I say the top 10 is all the way back here. I think that's kind of something to say about right now the Elite Southern Motorsports team doing their thing out here at this short track.
They are. But I am not it's bad to say I'm not surprised. But, I look at Jonathan Jennings winning at the
Go ahead.
Worldwide Technology. Jonathan Jennings just took a day ago the win at North Wilkesboro. So having him up front here is not a surprise. Wow, nice nudge there. Dumont and Simon had a little clink.
Yeah.
Clune's getting in on the action.
Yeah, Clune just kind of popped the back end there of Christopher Simon. Simon's already been on the charge up, and then it looked like Simon started getting a decent run here. And then popping the back there of Mark Dumont. This is right now 6th, 7th, and 8th we're taking a look at here. as now the battle for sixth underway. Simon trying to sneak a shot underneath. Good angle here. Good camera angle. I love seeing that 27 sneak on around. And now Gary Clune notices any kind of draft help he had is gone. Taking a look underneath. Gary Clune, here he comes in the 11 Ford, trying to see if he can put another Ford behind him here. The Canadian holding on that outside line, seeing if he can fight it on through. Clune, ugly turn entry here. Can he hold on? He's going to have some trouble fighting that one around. Fantastic 2-foot in there, as now Gary Clune slides into the 7th position to get lap 52 underway, with sitting in 7th place. Simpson falling off by a second and a half, still trying to chase Jonathan Jennings here. But Michael Giberson, we talked a little bit about him, as he's unfortunately blinking here a little bit as we lose a little bit of connection. Michael Giberson has fought himself up into 9th. Bonomo still sits 13th. Yeah, Mark Dumont, not the only Canadian out here. Richard Leclerc sitting back here in 14th. A 17 machine, trying to see if he can recover from tonight. Last time he pit was back on lap 30. 20 and a half seconds in his box, so a little damage repair for him, and possibly 4 tires, trying to get that thing squared away as he stays out on the track. Trying to run down Stephen Bonomo and Mike Leftwich remaining in 12th place. 5 positions gained here so far. Hard charger of the night so far is Eric Warman, who is remaining in 5th position. He's got some work to do to catch the next guy. He's got to make up about another second to find Kevin Thompson, but he's got to stay out in front of a hard-charging Christopher Simon, who just sawed off about 3/10 last lap.
Yeah, that and 3 people. Yeah, some of these guys are making these turns. You were saying rough turn entry. I mean, they're having to 2-foot it like they're on a road course here. There's got to be a nice, calm, easy line on this 3/4 mile track.
Yeah, well, they're definitely trying their best. The harder you see them enter the turn entry low, it's going to be very, very hard for that car to maintain traction later on in the race, as we saw Gary Clune making the pass that he desperately needed to keep up with Christopher Simon. Right now, remember, both these guys have taken tires out there on the track. Only one here right now, maybe in the top 5. Kevin Thompson may or may not have taken tires out there, but he has visited pit road 3 times tonight. So quick top off on fuel for Kevin Thompson in the Twisted Axle Racing team, trying to see if he can hang with these guys when they come down pit. With this being such a small track, 22 seconds out there on the track, but we're looking at least 48 to 50 seconds down pit road. You will emerge out of pit 2 laps down. A untimely caution could ruin a lot of people's nights as they continue on through. I know a couple of a possibility of an untimely cautions at Bristol was one of them. We kept an eye out for that. Admins took a peek back at the cameras and noticed that it was not anything intentional, and they've definitely squared it away for the caution that came out onto the track. I believe Daniel Wilkerson broke a toe link and was sitting up against the wall, and you cannot at Bristol, Stella, have a car at a stop against the wall.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
All right, the Toy Story machine not messing around here. He ain't toying around at all as he puts Mark Dumont behind him here. Not too bad, as it looks like he puts the 14 Ford behind him. We are still riddled with Chevrolets in the top 5. And highest Toyota sitting. Christopher Simon still on a roll here. I know Toyotas do pretty well here at Richmond.
Not too bad. But as far as the lap records and whatnot, Jeff Gordon's got the qualifying lap record, so that would be a Chevy, and Harvick was in a Mustang GT. So
all you have to do is say you're wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. As we continue on through, less than 100 laps left to go here. We're finally getting that green flag stretch we've all been begging for. Lap 29 was our last caution as we enter 62. Christopher Simon still on a roll here. Wilkerson sitting 3rd. Let's see if we can find Jonathan Jennings, who looks like he's starting to put drivers behind him under laps down. Stephen Bonomo, who's sitting 13th, will be his next victim here as he works his way around the track. No can do for Stephen Bonomo to fend him off. Right now, Hunter Simpson hoping that some of this lap traffic will check his teammate up so he can get caught up here as Jonathan Jennings continues the roll here. Not a bad run from that 91 machine. Right now, I believe the side of his car says Juggernaut, and he is making it happen here tonight.
Now, the only Juggernaut I happen to know is in the Marvel comics, or maybe yes, Marvel. So you have any idea what the Juggernaut here is representing?
Do you?
Ooh. It was a question, not a riddle. I understand the confusion. Maybe it just goes with the name.
Yeah, something tells me this is another energy drink.
Oh. Well, Jonathan Jennings ought to hit him up for a little sponsorship too, then.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tyler Millette is not out here. He's out there with the Rogue Energy on his machine. Last week, that we raced at Bristol. Speaking of which, now would probably be a good time since we've got a little bit of a stretch before pit road starts heating up with a few more drivers. Let's take a look at our championship standings here as Hunter Simpson has the lead with 386. Justin McMahon sitting with 358, and only 1 point behind will be Jonathan Jennings. So as you see the separation here of the drivers, you remember a little bit last season, Loud Pedal Racing was up there owning the 1 and 2 spot, and everybody else was in the chase. St. Coeur looks like he'll be checking out here early as he's got a long way to go, sitting with only 268.
Yeah, it hurts now. I think I've seen Andrew St. Coeur start and park at least twice this season for Twisted Axle Racing. As far as team points, that's going to be painful. But yeah, Hunter Simpson winning last week at Bristol sure as heck gave him a nice cushion up there in number 1.
Yeah, and we're hoping to see the return here of Kevin Powell. I know he's been having some steering wheel issues, should be fixed now, and hopefully he will be able to come back out and rejoin his Elite Southern Motorsports team. Mike Leftwich now heading a lap down here. He sits 12th. Nate Orlowski will be the next one, and he's going to be in a boatload of trouble. Let's take a look back as the leader is catching up to the Corn Hub Ford here and seeing if he can slide on around. Lap 70 underway. Now we're down to 90 laps here, Stella. Jonathan Jennings, look how close he gets to that wall.
That is close. I'm sorry, I'm still dealing with the car. We're riding in.
Yes. Right now we've got guys with plenty of humor here on the track. I am so impressed to see right now Jonathan Jennings as he's slicing underneath here. Wow, that was quick.
Look at the giant kernels.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Oh, I've got the giggles. My bad.
Yeah, right now, Nate Orlowski, he's still rocking and rolling around out there. Timmy Ray, appreciate you joining us here in the chat, man. We are still rocking out here tonight till only the top 10 cars are not a lap down here. As we see Mark Dumont in the 14, who's seen him around a couple of times. Jonathan Jennings chasing him. This is right now huge. I do want to mention the amount of fall off here as Jonathan Jennings, him being our leader, 22.29 is his best time out there on the track. He's now running a 23.06 while passing lapped cars here.
Wow. Yeah, so he may have fall off, but they've got cliffs.
Oof. Look at the difference. Yep. The 14 machine moves toward the top. And on around, Hunter Simpson sitting second. He's all the way here in the back. He's got 3 more guys to pass to get caught up. So now, Mike Samia sitting 9th. He's going to have to see if he can fend off Jonathan Jennings.
I like that car. I can see it. I can make it out very easily.
Which one?
Target.
Oh, yeah.
Target.
There we go. Alrighty. Still rocking through here. Slap 75. Mike Samia trying to stay out front. He's praying for a caution now to see if he can get away from this.
Yeah, but he's made it back up. I mean, at least he's still in the lead lap. But, I mean, he was down there in 14th when he had his thing. And here he is back up at 9th, so that's good.
Yeah, Mike Samia did come down to lap 30, got 4 tires. Jonathan Jennings came down to lap 15 and got 4 tires. So, I would say that if tires are a factor, it's not seeming to be a factor here for Jonathan Jennings.
Yeah.
So
Now, do you think that did you happen to watch him do the 4 tires, or you're going off time?
I am going off time.
Could
See,
it have been an adjustment he was making versus just if at lap 15 to take 4 tires just blows my mind, honestly.
yeah, he may have had to make a switch. Normally, if you're making a tire pressure adjustment, tires have to be replaced. I'm not sure on the any kind of a drag link replacement if that's going to take any effect.
Got it.
If you have to change tires.
Because I mean, popping out here, if you've been practicing for 90-degree track and it's a 78-degree track, you may have to make some kind of a little tweak. And you'd know that by lap 15. But needing tires by lap 15, I did not realize that to make the adjustment, you'd have to take the tire.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look back here on lap 76 for Nate Orlowski. Looks like probably some trouble here. Oh, no. Contact with the wall. And I believe he comes down pit. Yes, you see how he can't recover. It's like the tire melted off, and now he's driving on glass.
Oh, my. Okay, but no caution.
No, they really only caution comes out if it blocks traffic.
Okay.
Or anybody out there on the track. So we stay under green as we break over our halfway point of this race. Yeah, no, so far, not too bad here. As they still keep on going. Hunter Simpson just can't seem to get a break here. 3 seconds down. I would wonder if he would consider pitting a lap or so earlier than Jonathan Jennings.
Don't know about that.
Now, he is the only one who's in reach of being able to, reach on touch or see Jonathan Jennings' car.
And he's in a nice cushion between anybody chasing him. I mean, he's got a good 7 seconds.
Yeah, Wilkerson.
Wilkerson.
Yeah, Wilkerson right now with 11.3 second deficit. We are sticking here with Simon Warman and Clune. These guys have yet to separate here on the track. They've been kind of fighting amongst each other, trying to keep it going.
Well, if they're going forward, north and south, it's always good. Do too much and you find yourself in the wall.
Yeah, all three of them would like a top 5 here tonight. Warman right now holds that position. Simon trying to run him down here. Simon getting a good run as he's now only 3/10 off of him. Very, very close as you see him take a quick peek on the inside line. Let's take a look here from our spotter towers. The 27 Shoney's machine chasing the 31 Chevrolet here right in front of him. So we're trying to get at least a Toyota here into the top 5. Simon trying to take his time, though. And I got to admit, you don't want to overpressure these tires as you've got a little bit more racing before we have to come down for scheduled pit stops. A few cautions that caused that, and now it's off cycle there, Stella. But we've got these guys pushing around and trying to find another angle.
And Warman is lighting up. Take a look at those brakes glow.
Yeah. Right now, definitely a lot of rear brake bias out of his machine. He's fighting it here. We're looking to see if Simon's got anything of the same.
Not in any near comparison.
Yeah.
I saw a tiny little blip, but his is steady and loud. Look at that. Talk about melting them down.
Yeah, heavy on the brakes here. Looking to see a Clune, to see if Clune's running in any kind of difference here. Yeah, not as bad. Interesting enough. Kind of an interesting idea here. We'll take a peek back at our leader. Huh. Nothing.
Nope.
Yeah, and the hotter they get, the more they start to fade and the less they work. Taking a look at Jennings.
Good luck getting around pit. Do me a favor, can we see what, if he's running, a money shift or anything like that? Can we see an inside on Mr. Jennings?
Oh, Mr. Jennings? Yeah, we can see if we can get inside his car.
So
knowing
he's done in
Jennings.
fourth gear.
No, he never does the fifth.
Yeah. Okay. But he's not killing the RPMs, so.
No, he's getting down to about 57, 84. Oh, this front stretch taps that 9,000 mark.
Yeah, but just ticks it.
Yeah, I think Simon's still taking a peek. Right now, I do want to rotate up to the battle up here. Simon underneath, 3 wide.
Ooh.
Almost. Clune checks it up hard. Yeah, Warman losing a position. He might be losing 2 as Clune trying to take another shot at it here underneath. Yeah, Warman's going to ride the outside, pop the wall there just a little bit, just trying to hold on. Right now, he's in a bad position, and where his favorited line is that he set this car up for. So he loses not 1 but 2. Drops from 5th to 7th there in a matter of a couple of laps. Gary Clune slides up. And Simon now sitting for a top 5 here tonight. So far, unchanged drivers will be Jonathan Jennings and Hunter Simpson, who remain in the front. But remember, I was talking about offset pitting. Daniel Wilkerson throwing in the towel here, saying, you know what, let's go ahead, come down, get some tires, and get back out there. So,
interesting.
Yeah, nobody else joining him here at the moment.
No.
Yeah, they're on 93, 94 is when he will be coming down pit. Staying out there right now, Nate Arlowski. Arlowski is down 3 laps. As you can see, Jonathan Jennings look like he's set to putting him in the rearview mirror once again. 2 drivers out of this race, Chris Leftwich in the 13 Chevrolet and Kevin Brown have taken it back to the garage. Bill Gentry still sitting down pit road.
Yeah, pit road being 40 miles an hour, is that why it takes them so long? It's, I mean, like 2 laps to get down pit road, get their gas and back out?
Yep. Yep, very, very slow. I know. If it used to be like how they raced in the late 80s, it was as fast as you could go down pit road.
Yes.
But that's also when we've talked about them juggling with no inside pit walls either, and that's when people were getting hurt. So definitely something to see as they battle it out in North Wilkesboro being the track we're talking about.
Yeah,
sitting here at Richmond Raceway.
West.
Yeah, sitting here at Richmond Raceway looking pretty solid here is yep, that's Richard Leclerc. He's working his way down the 17 Chevrolet, so he's throwing in the towel and trying to get some of his time back. Seeing his last lap sitting at 23:11. He doesn't like that. Steven Bonomo actually the slowest out there on the track with a 24:82. So he may want to come.
Oops, sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you think the surface difference it comes into any effect? I noticed that this has an asphalt track and apron, but with concrete pit stalls. Are they going to hit those pit stalls and slide?
Yeah, yes. But we've even seen anywhere. Normally they try to change up the surface of where they pit. Normally most places that you see them pit are all concrete for their pit stalls. But yes, what you're going to see is guys who have heated up the brakes like we've seen earlier there from Warman. And the tires that have melted down. Guys not used to the traction out there where it's being rubbered up on the track, not rubbered up down pit road, go to hit the brakes and then slide on through.
Okay.
And
the rubbered up aspect. Okay. I was just thinking, well, I know if I push enough this, brakes it this much, it's going to slow me down this much. But now all of a sudden I'm on a slicker surface. I push the brakes and it doesn't slow me down. So, okay, but I didn't even think about the rubber being laid down also. That's good.
Yeah. So as that kind of shuffles around, guys have really got to take into consideration what they do when they come down. If they make that mistake, it could be huge for them and definitely be some problems. As you see the 17 of Richard Leclerc, looks like after he comes out of pit, ends up in a little bit of trouble there as we are keeping an eye here on Michael Giberson. Giberson in the 32 Chevrolet. Trying to keep it on going here.
Yeah, Timmy Rada's out there rooting on his Toy Story car.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Toy Story car is a lap down. He still has to pit. Last time he came down was on lap 30. Right now, Daniel Wilkerson came down on 92. 94 for Richard Leclerc. And right now, we are still seeing guys still out there on the track. So not pushing it too hard here as we enter lap 103 for Giberson, and now 104 for Jonathan Jennings. Man, this guy is fast. Right now, still no fall off. Substantial enough for anybody to catch him. Jennings now running at 23:38. Out there on the track, and best time sitting there with a 22:29. Sorry, kind of shuffling through as I see Eric Warman working his way down pit. Everything shuffling up a good little bit there. We're going to head to commercial. We'll be right back. The Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's all-American kitchen. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of our West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared, legendary breakfast bar, and don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's. Delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. Zero sugar, zero fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins, and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Make the switch to a better-tasting, better-mixing, and more effective energy drink. With flavors like pink lemonade, fruit punch, and grape popsicle, there is something for everyone. Click on the link in the description to find out below. All right, thank you guys for hanging out there for our sponsor shout-outs. They're out there for Shoney's and Rogue Energy Drinks. Guys, don't forget to use the code DOGHOUSE. It'll knock off a little bit of money and help support the league. Link is in the bio below. We are under caution for the 4th time here tonight. I believe Nate Orlowski may be our culprit back here on lap 104. Right now, we're taking a look at him trying to pass Mike Samia. And
Hold it. Oh. Okay.
right there. I'm wondering if the reverse did it.
Might be. Yeah, I don't think I would have called that one if they didn't call the last one. Okay, no turning back, no going backwards.
Yep.
So, if we're under caution, why is everybody all spread out?
Well, everybody's still trying to run down the pace car here. We'll get back under it here. Let's get it going.
I did happen to see Hunter Simpson going down pit lane.
Yes, Hunter Simpson came down pit lane as well as Jonathan Jennings. Jennings finally came down on 108. This is perfect timing. He won't need to pit again till the end. Simpson with 4 tires back out on the track as well. Unsure on Kevin Thompson here. His pit lane time doesn't make any sense.
He didn't just drive through it, did he?
I don't know. .028. I don't know if something happened here. Simon's still sitting in the box here. Left side tires on, back out he goes. Mike Leftwich will be 5th, but he's working his way down pit. So that should sling Wilkerson up into, I believe, the 4th position as a couple of these lapped cars decide to stay out. Try to get their lap back. Orlowski going to be one of them.
Now, will we have a lucky dog situation here for Gary Clune? He appears to be the first one with 1 lap
Maybe.
down. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Clune, I believe. Maybe. I think he gets his lap back here. But the guys who decide to stay out onto the track are going to get the wave around first. As soon as the pace car lights turn off, things are going to get mixed up here a little bit. Orlowski working his way down pit now. That should be Warman who's sitting up front here. Alright, pace car lights are off. He should get the wave. Wilkerson getting the wave. Bonomo getting the wave around. All right, so our front row is going to consist of Jonathan Jennings and Hunter Simpson, like it has been most of the night. Kevin Thompson and Christopher Simon will be side by side here as soon as they can kind of shuffle this around. Simon trying to see if he can slice his way back on through here. I don't know if because he pit something got shuffled up here. Wilkerson trying to haul butt back around. We are under green right now. He's going to get a heck of a windup. We'll keep an eye and see if that pays off for him here. Already in the back, Wilkerson having to check up a little bit as he chases him down. Lapped cars are in front of these guys. I know. I think it kind of shuffled it up a little bit. I didn't know if they were going extended after the wave rounds and then get them back at it. But right now, Hunter Simpson's time to shine has got to be now. Kevin Thompson taking a peek here, looking for second as he's making the battle here on the bottom. Hunter Simpson takes the favorable outside. That's a little easier on the tires. And right now, Kevin Thompson taking the line that's harder on the brakes. Taking the line on the inside, trying to see if he can fight on around. This is the battle for second. Kevin Thompson's out of shape.
Yep. Did he catch the paint or just...
no! 14th. Dumont into the wall. Yeah, welcome to new tires. These things are not sticking worth anything out here tonight. Trying to take a look at Christopher Simon. He is fourth, but he's trying to slice through the field here.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. It's so far ahead I can't even see Jonathan Jennings, but I'm fourth.
Yeah, it's a little difficult as they try to slice through here. Simon following behind Warman here as he looks to get underneath of Mike Leftwich. Mike Leftwich on the outside. Looked like Simon may have been spinning there a little bit. No little insult to injury. Jonathan Jennings running his fastest lap of the night with a 22:28 out front. Yeah, right now he's starting to become a spec to some drivers. So right now you just battle for position. I don't know if you're going to catch him unless he breaks a toe link, smacking the wall here. All right.
Now I'm very surprised though. Look at Simpson. There's really no reason for it, but he's a full 2 seconds behind Jonathan Jennings already.
Yeah, that he is. I'm assuming the battle there he was having with Kevin Thompson.
Pulled him back a little, but I mean Thompson lost the track and he's still only 2 seconds behind that.
Yeah,
So
well,
Jennings
taking a
is
look
just
at
flying.
you can take the favorable line that you want as well. Right now Jennings able to take the high line and then sweep all the way almost to the bottom and then back to the top. As you saw Simpson and Kevin Thompson side by side, they weren't able to sweep, they were.
Ah, okay. So that brings them both backwards.
Right.
And allows Jennings to pull even further ahead.
Now, I'm not knocking Jonathan Jennings here. He's still running some of his fastest laps of the night, and he still remains fastest on the track. But with the fresh air out front, being able to floss and flow wherever he wants to go, definitely is assisting in his race here tonight. Seeing he is coming down to less than 40 laps of completion of this race, leading every lap here so far. He's really been on the move. And I say leading every lap. There were a couple guys who didn't pit.
Yes.
Leading the majority.
There we go.
of the race here tonight. So far, so good. Looking to see if we can find any other battles out here on the track as these guys are shuffled up a good bit. Simon's still sitting fourth. Right now, we are led by 2 Chevrolets. Kevin Thompson's Ford sits third, and a Toyota sits here in the 4th position. Daniel Wilkerson, he's all the way back here in his Chevrolet. But he's got to get around, looks like he's got to get around Mike Leftwich here.
Yeah, he's that's the thing I'm watching is that the odds of these fellas that are still on the lead lap getting past the lapped cars just to get up to where they need to be to, in contention for the lead is slim.
Yeah, I do want to note Daniel Wilkerson last pit on lap 92. He may be kind of hoping there's going to be another caution, come down, throw some tires on, get back into position, and go, seeing that he is the last car on the lead lap.
He is, but at least he's got a good buffer. He's still only 8 seconds off.
only 8 seconds.
It's a half a lap.
Yeah, that's what, just about 12 to 14 seconds before Jennings can catch him here. So he's got to keep rolling to stay out front, ahead of the curve here. I'm trying to see if anything's going to happen here. I don't know if Kevin Thompson might be having Simon getting pretty close here. Simon says has 2 cars to pass to get around them, and he should be able to chase them down here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Take a look. Yeah, you see the 32 machine of Michael Giberson taking a look on there at Gary Clune. Right now he would be able to pass Clune, and if he can pass Samia, those are at least positions that can be gained.
Agreed. Okay. You won't get a lap back, but you will get a position back.
Right.
Got it.
So right now they are still battling for points out here. 32 of Michael Giberson taking a look there on Clune. Let's see if we can find a good angle riding along with Michael Giberson. Yeah, you see how early Michael Giberson's entering here. So you try to find a nice spot, so you would want to stay almost where those traffic lights are, right before you enter the turn. You want to make the sweep down. So we'll kind of take a look.
Ooh-wee.
Right there. This is a good time to make a cut down.
Okay.
So a little bit of an early turn entry may have cost him a position here. This is now Christopher Simon slices around. Yeah. Try to see how Jonathan Jennings is doing it. Let's see if we can find a different angle of how he's doing it.
Oh, him and that wall. They have a love affair.
Yeah. There, see the cut? See the cut's much later?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets up close to the outside wall to allow more speed. Right there, see? Now he starts really cutting the wheel about those lights that you see on the outside wall here.
Getting a little bit of room, whereas Leclerc did not.
Oof. 14 in the wall.
This point, clear sailing. 28 more laps. Now, here's a question for you. Would it behoove him at this point to stay in front comfortably, not try to pull it out so far that he starts running into lap traffic again? Actually slow down so he doesn't get into lap traffic. Well, that's where the accidents seem to be happening too, you know? So that way he doesn't have to worry about much from behind, and he doesn't have to worry about much from the front.
Maybe. I can't speak for Jonathan Jennings. If I were him, I'd want to put more people behind me, you know, at least make it racy.
Okay.
And passing people, but it's tripping a few other guys up here about how or where to go out there on the track. Yeah, right now we're pretty spread apart here at Stella. Right now I'm not seeing anybody really chasing each other down. Warman and Giberson still trying to go at it here. They're only separated by about 0.6 of a second. I think Bonomo and Orlowski are pretty close. These guys might be able to pass for the 11th position. Yeah, right now Bonomo having kind of a dismal night here tonight. Been in a few tangle-ups.
Alright, well, let's try something here then. If I told you that Pearson, Waltrip, Wallace, and Kyle Busch are all tied for second with 6 wins, who would you say has the most wins at Richmond, and how many would you expect?
You're not going to like my answer.
Okay.
Is it Tony Stewart, and that's with 8?
No. This is a very old track.
What?
Think bigger. Think like the king.
Really?
Yeah. Richard Petty holds the record with 13 wins. More than twice what the other guys have. Not bad, huh? But Tony Stewart did win his first Cup Series race here in 1999.
Yeah, I thought he had a bunch of them here. I thought he had about a handful.
Yep, but not even to compete with these other fellas.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yep. I think somebody else got their first win too. Oh, Casey Kane. His first career Cup Series win was here.
Wow. Huh.
Okay. Just wanted to give you something.
Well, definitely. I've actually been to this track. What a great place it is to be. I know a lot of junior fans when Dale Jr. was out there racing. I know he had a very memorable one, I believe, all the way back, probably 2015, 2016. I think Junior was racing on the inside there of Stewart. Stewart was on the outside. No contact was made, but Junior's engine blew. And then the track was riddled with litter. People were throwing plastic bottles and everything over the fence because how upset they were. They thought Stewart had wrecked him.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah, if there was one thing, Pablo Montoya was out there folding the walls in. He probably did that about 4 or 5 times during the race. Yeah, Montoya's the infamous guy who hit the fan truck. I believe it was the Daytona. They were driving off the track, and he said the steering broke, and he rear-ended them at over 100 miles an hour. That was pretty wild.
Oh, that's bad for people in it, though. But,
oh, yeah. It was an explosion.
That was before, you were saying running the walls, that was before the safer barriers were put in. I don't think they went in until 2003.
Yeah. I think the asphalt's probably older than that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, it looks like I figure weeds are going to start popping up through it.
Good case for Roundup or something, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were going there in 15, no wonder you call it Richmond International, because it wasn't renamed until 17.
Okay.
So that makes sense. Yeah, this is a very well-used track, I would say. I mean, they've had 2 Cup and 2 Xfinity races here every year since like 1958.
Wow.
And that's not including all the little stuff. I mean, just the big stuff, Cups and Xfinity. So.
Oh. Well, not as well used as Charlotte, though. Charlotte is the most used.
Oh, they use it.
Yeah. I think like 350 days out of the year.
Yes. Yeah. It's something like that.
Oof. Kevin Thompson in the wall here. 14 laps left to go. The mistakes are starting to set in. Boy, not looking good here. Hopefully Kevin Thompson will be able to recover after that. Looks like he did not drink Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink with 0 sugar, 0 fillers, and 5 calories. Packed with essential vitamins and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Guys, check it out. You can use Doghouse for 10% off. Link is in the description down at the bottom, and it'll help support Rogue Energy and the league as well. Supposedly, right now, Kevin Thompson needing a hefty cup of it right now is a little pop to the wall late in the race. 6 seconds led here by Jonathan Jennings. Hunter Simpson still in the chase. I don't think he's going to be able to reach him here. And we've got everybody pretty spread apart here. Mike Samia sitting 6th. He's down a lap. First guy to get the lucky dog of the caution does decide to come out. Gary Clune will be sitting right behind that, sitting 7th, and Eric Warman another 2 seconds back. So everybody separated about 2 seconds. His Mike Samia up 4 seconds. Then we're Gary Clune 2 seconds behind that, and Eric Warman 2 seconds behind that. Michael Giberson the closest to anybody to reach out and touch somebody for position as he remains 9th. Unfortunately, he's still down a lap. Bonomo's down 4. Mike Leftwich only down a lap here. Right now he's got, I believe that should be Daniel Wilkerson, who is 5th, I think, catching up to him here, but I'm probably wrong. Quick wave of the wand. I believe we're taking a look at Eric Warman. Yeah, that's Warman. I think getting that mixed up with Daniel Wilkerson's old black and blue paint we've seen out there before. But I am actually correct. See, that's Daniel Wilkerson. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, Stella. That trips me up a little bit.
Never doubt you.
Yeah, see that? See the 78? Oh, my God.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And sometimes these guys get a little froggy and change their paints and hopping all over the place. And yeah, you're killing me here, Smalls. You're killing me.
We're taking a look at the paint scheme here on Daniel Wilkerson. Slides on by. Let me see if we can get a little closer. Looks like an alien on the side. I remember when I thought Dell used to be Blue Man Group.
Oh, okay. That's cute.
All right.
They put on a pretty good show if you ever get a chance.
Oh, yeah. I definitely heard it's something to see. Right now, something to see is Jonathan Jennings still rocking and rolling this race. This is mind-blowing right now. How he's doing it. Looks like he's going to see if he can put Wilkerson back down a lap here. Wilkerson trying to fend him off. Here we go.
This is what I was talking about. This is the scary part for Jonathan Jennings. If something could go wrong, wouldn't you think this would be it?
Yeah, but these guys being teammates, I think Wilkerson's going to play with him here a little bit here. With a 6.5 second lead, I think he's just trying to block him up a little bit. He's got nowhere to go. And I think Wilkerson would love to finish on the lead lap here. 5 laps left to go. Right now, he's got to make up a whole bunch of turns here to keep him fend off. I
don't think they are teammates. I think Wilkerson's Loud Pedal Racing and Jonathan Jennings is Elite 7. This could be...
Okay. I know they blend for practice.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Wilkerson ducks out of the way.
There he goes.
I don't think he said he had enough. He said, all right, I'm just seeing if I can hang. Wow. Come on, Hunter Simpson. What are we doing here? All right. Well, Hunter Simpson getting his lucky shot here. He's going to try to get another interview with Stella as he sits here for the second position. Trying to see if he can get going. Christopher Simon down 15 seconds here. It's impressive when you can lap almost the entire field at a short track.
Well, it'd be harder, it'd be more impressive if it was a long track.
Yeah.
Couldn't help it. Yeah, but we are looking at 4 drivers still on the lead lap.
Well, unless something happens insane here to Kevin Thompson with the Twisted Axle Racing team, I think he may be able to stay out front. Right now, Jonathan Jennings would have to make up probably another 5 seconds to reach out and touch him. Here comes Jennings now across the line here. One more lap. Not too bad here by Jonathan Jennings. This entire night has been all him as he keeps cruising on around. No pressure. Boy, look how close he gets to that wall.
I know.
Good Lord. Now practice, practice, practice. And Jonathan Jennings bringing it to the line for the last time. There it is.
Checker flag once again.
Yeah, not bad here by Jonathan Jennings. Fantastic move. Hunter Simpson places second. And who places third, Stella?
Simon.
All right. These guys shared the first 3 letters of the name, so they're going to be 2 and 3.
See, there's our whole English language. You've got Simpson, S-I-M, and Simon, S-I-M. Ah, I feel bad for somebody who's trying to learn this language. And coming in fourth, also on the lead lap, is Thompson. Kevin Thompson, that
Yes.
is. Thanks. Oh, sorry. I thought he was going to hit him at that speed. Do you think he's trying to write something? I always look and see if these guys are making intentional designs.
No. What a race this was.
Do you think he even got an X at all?
Maybe. He may have bumped the wall a couple of times. That's possible. So he's going to line up there for a quick picture.
That's an excellent picture. Good
Yep.
job. Oh, but he didn't give you much chance to do it.
Nope. All right, let's go ahead and get to our race results here. And we'll kind of find out where your favorite driver planted himself tonight. Jonathan Jennings was racing around like some guys were planted and trying to get around him here. This is going to be a interesting run here as everybody kind of clumping up for their interviews here. Great job by everybody out here on the track. Guys, hang in there just a moment and we'll be right back to go ahead and talk to all of our drivers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have caught up with our third place finisher, and what a race it was. Christopher Simon joining us here in the booth. Christopher, talk to me about this race, man, as Jonathan Jennings ran away with this one. How hard was it to stay on the lead lap?
I'd say it was pretty hard. Like these guys were like just falling off the pace. Jennings was just leading the field the whole way there. He was lapping multiple cars. For me, it was like I was managing on. I wasn't barely hanging on there like how you saw in Bristol over there last week or last 2 weeks ago. So I say, yeah, not too bad for me. But for others, it might be a different story there.
All right. We saw you battling a good bit out there with Gary Clune and Eric Warman. Boy, that was some tough racing out there. We thought you were kind of sitting back in the field a good little bit, but you were able to fight your way back to the front. Kind of, what's the strategy of keeping tires on these cars to maintain competitiveness?
It's mostly like braking early on the turns. Like I've been braking most of the times early on in the turns there and not using too much of the throttle because if you use too much throttle, it's gonna spin out or burn up your tires even more.
Wow. Boy, that was a wicked run here tonight. We finally get away from the short tracks. We had Bristol, we had Richmond. We moved to Kansas, my man. Talk to me about that race. You know, we're gonna see that 27 Toyota bring it into victory lane.
We'll have to see if that's the case for next week. But I'm looking forward to Kansas. Short track is more of my style, but I think I'll get a good setup going on and good practice for next week.
All right, hope to see you and the Shoney's racing team concoct some sort of setup out here to make you guys very, very fast out there. Miguel out there is also congratulating you out here in the chat. Shout out time.
I would like to shout out my family who's watching every week, every time on Thursday. They always root for me. I want to shout out to my team, Shoney's Racing, for being there and working out and practicing with them and all. Want to shout out to Daniel and all the admins for bringing in, for use, how you say, for this league, and thank you guys for the broadcast.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, man. I definitely like clean racing. We had a little bit of yellow fever there, but definitely calmed down, one late caution, and then, man, back at it again. Christopher Simon, congratulations on your third place finish. Hope to see you keep the luck going at Kansas.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, that does move us to our second place finisher, and right now he's going to be having a pretty solid run here. And we're taking a look at Hunter Simpson here. Hunter, boy, Jonathan Jennings had this thing on a rail. Any adjustment you could have made to keep up with him here?
No, not really. I feel like the setup was pretty good this week. I just wasn't able to get enough laps in to really compete. But I mean, it was a really great race. I mean, I was running second, Daniel was running third, so I wasn't trying to risk adjusting the car and making a mistake and losing that almost guaranteed second or third place with no mistakes.
All right. So we talk about adjustments. Explain to me the lap 15 pit stop. Both you, Jonathan Jennings, and a lot of guys that were sitting in that top five came in so early. What was the deal?
Well, we knew that we could pit there and make it to halfway or whatever, lap 90 to 100 on fuel. So it could be we'd only have to pit one more time after that. So we felt like we had good enough equipment, setups, and drivers to try and make up the difference. And it all worked out in the end. So with them.
Did you take tires?
Yes, I did.
At 15. Okay.
Yep, we had 3 sets. So I was like, well, might as well. I trust the team, so.
Yeah, the time the time in pit stall showed that it would be 4 tires and fuel, but I was just so shocked that you guys would be doing that with only 3 sets of tires
Yeah, we had to have some type of advantage if we was
and
gonna
another,
pit at all.
150 laps to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
We had to have some type of advantage to warrant coming down pit road without just having the fuel. So, I mean, we didn't really discuss, hey, take tires here. I think it was just everybody knew that was probably the right call.
Boy, what kind of adjustment do you make to a tight race car here? Seeing that how many drivers ended up kind of looping around here tonight.
I think most of it has to do with the driver's corner exit and how much throttle they're given, because practice really counts. And if you don't have time due to work or school or anything like that, it can be very hard to just get accustomed to these tracks every week. But you could make tire pressure adjustments, and I'm trying to learn more about all that to try and reach that next level. So I think you should ask John, because he's the setup man, and he's helped me out a lot. So I think that would be a good question for him.
All righty. Well, I keep poking around to try to get a little more information on how to set these cars up. I prefer open leagues myself, just because I'm able to adjust to my driving style and then try to make something work out. But man, what an awesome job here. Before I get your shout-outs, Kansas is where we are next week. We finally leave the short tracks and we move back to the 1.5 miles. Talk to me a little bit about it. What's kind of the game plan?
Well, hopefully just have another good result and make no mistakes. I mean, last time we was at Kansas, I think St. Cor won, and John got second, and I got third. So hopefully we can improve by a couple spots and maybe get that win.
All right.
There you
Well,
go.
you were leading the points into this one. Hopefully we'll see with your consistency if that remains so. Go ahead and give us the shout-outs.
I want to thank you guys for the broadcast, and Daniel, the league owner. He's been working hard as always. All the admins, all my teammates, everybody watching the broadcast, all my family and friends. Simpson Brothers Trucking, my sponsors, Alabama Enterprise, Fusion Auto Sales, just everybody that helps out in real life and on here.
Alrighty, well, I definitely expect to see a new paint scheme other than Target. I want to see them on your car. Hunter Simpson, congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll hopefully we'll see that Chevrolet in a podium position next week.
10-4, thank you.
Alright, that is Hunter Simpson moving us to our race winner here. One of the questions that needs to be asked for Jonathan Jennings is the setup man himself gets a win here at Richmond. Short tracks obviously is your thing. I don't know what track you're not good at here, Jonathan, but what kind of adjustment gets made on a lap 10 pit stop with 4 tires?
That's a good question. I didn't change nothing. My car, I worked on it for 2 weeks, so I made sure to adjust for any kind of lobby we might have got, but we got lucky and got one that had a ton of grip, so we didn't have no issues with the loose end that we've been having. So
Boy. And yeah, so we took a kind of a ride along with you, and obviously we've seen you many, many times not get so close to the wall you couldn't slide a piece of paper between it. But I want to talk a little bit about, for some of the racers out here, the brake bias. You were the only one out there I never saw the rotors glowing on, as we've seen kind of here on the replay, the slow-mo of Eric Warman. His rear rotors were glowing. Now, I know he shifted to the back. Is there any adjustments you make so you're not on the brake so much, or is it just learning how to drive the track?
well, kind of both. Backing up the corners is I learned during the 2 week break. That helped me actually Tuesday. It helped pick up lap time and help not have to use a whole lot of braking. So that really helped because I was struggling with my brake bias anyway. So.
Alrighty, I hear you say practice, practice, practice. How important is it?
I wouldn't be doing this good without it. It's basically all I do. I don't do officials. I'd rather just work on myself than just race constantly.
Now, when you practice, I noticed that there are different ways. You can practice as a ghost, you can practice with AIs, you can practice out there with your buddies. Which do you prefer?
Um, Teammates and few guys I'm trying to help get better, like Daniel. He's doing great. But yeah,
So you prefer
try
the
to keep it.
live.
Yeah, which I try to keep the people I'm helping are teammates. That way we don't get a lot of and then messing up our long run stuff, checking tire wear. Um, yeah, I check everything, check strategy, make sure I give myself the best chance going into a race to do my
So
best.
when are you going to be moving to the pros and doing Denny Hamlin's crew chief or something there?
That's not going to happen. I've got a taste of it on console, and I don't want none of it. And it's too much politics on it, so they can have it.
Okay, I'll take that.
Wow. That's definitely tough. I'm sure a lot of people would like to join you, especially me. I would like to know how to get out of the low officials that I race. Unfortunately, it kind of definitely backs me into a corner. I can't enjoy decent racing because I keep getting stuck with the lower guys. But when I can get a good run, it definitely is very, very good. Jonathan Jennings, we head to Kansas, my man, and right now you are lined up for the year champion. Well, the championship for the year, and we're starting to get wound up for another season here this year as you come away with another win. Kansas, is it just not another race, or is it something you really got to work on?
That's going to be one I got to work on because the line's up against the wall, and there's not a whole lot of room for error there. And if you get in the wall, it grabs you and holds you. So I have to work on that one. And as far as the championship goes for this season, as long as Hunter can keep racing, he's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, just a matter of time, man. It's always interesting to say. but it doesn't look like your time to pass the torch yet. Jonathan Jennings, shout out time.
You guys for the broadcast. I enjoy watching it. And Daniel and all the admins for doing this every week. Kind of fun. And teammates, obviously, for the practice. We really help. And the league sponsors, Tony's and Rogue Energy.
Alrighty, brother. Well, you'll have to forgive me on the broadcast when you go back and watch it. Well, we would have had to put a telescope out there to find you around the track. As far ahead as you were getting, congratulations on your win here at Richmond. I can't wait to see what you got for us at Kansas.
Thank you.
All right, Stella, that's going to do it for us as Jonathan Jennings comes away with another win here at the Doghouse Racing League. What a fantastic run. Only a couple tangle-ups here as I see 1, 2, 3, and 4 cautions we had here tonight. A bunch of them under 20 laps, but then we had an oddball one way out on lap 104, which definitely gave some guys a opportunity to come down and pit, get those things squared away, level the playing field, and let them rip again. We talked earlier about only the top 4 drivers remained on the lead lap all the way here at the end. What an interesting run this was, Stella.
It was. I enjoy the short track. It gives them a lot of room and a lot of time to mix it up. And these guys did not disappoint. Thank you.
Yep. But that's exactly what you expect to see. The Doghouse Racing League and their elite drivers here in the Cup Series. Next time you will see the Doghouse Racing League. That moves us to October 19th. You will see us at Kansas Speedway. 120 laps will be underway. We'll have the link up for you to go ahead and mark link and follow along. That way, if you are looking to join up and keep an eye for the Doghouse Racing League, there will be a link on the YouTube page. You can go to simtracksbroadcasting.com. If you're looking for the link there, you can also find over at the doghouseracingligue.com. Chase along with the points, where all your drivers were, what they won, and which tracks they won at, and including the standings that they have. Don't forget to check out Rogue Energy as well. Use Doghouse to knock 10% off. Definitely the pink lemonade, the grape, the fruit punch. I think where I keep getting tangled up is the grape popsicle. That's what I'm definitely looking forward to. But Stella here in the booth with Patrick Morrison here. Simtrax Broadcasting came to you live, and we're signing off here tonight. Be well, be safe, be kind. I'll catch all you guys next time.